I'm Julie Christie.
Cool.
Let's do it.
You don't go by Dame?
No, doesn't matter. One of my memorable moments is when we surprised Michael Jones for his This Is Your Life, and he said, "Don't they only do that to dead people?" Which was quite a priceless moment, given you're about to spend 2 hours paying tribute to him. The original series, it's had so many iterations. It was Lost and Found, it was Missing Pieces, now it's David Lomas Investigates. David Lomas's empathy with people is quite remarkable. And I can still watch that show and be on the verge of tears because he does such a great job. And to me, that's absolutely unique in the New Zealand television landscape, what Lomas achieves. I didn't see that coming because he was originally the producer. He was not the host. So I didn't see that coming, but it certainly turned out to be gold. Well, Mark Ellis was pretty naughty. You know, I'm sure he virtually self-eliminated because he didn't really want to be there. A lot of people, like Louise Wallace, absolutely demanded that she bring a stretcher with her because she wouldn't sleep in sand. Yeah, Wendell Saylor wore the same pair of Speedos for 4 weeks. When the butt fell out of them, he continued to wear them, which wasn't that pleasant for anyone. Maroon, I remember very well they were. There were lots of things that happened on Treasure, but I know that in those days, I'm not sure now, when the contestants generally had nothing and they had to build their own shelter, they forged bonds that last to this day. They all became great friends. My dear, dear friend April Uremia, who of course was a newsreader, is now, I think she's Director of Sport at Westlake Girls High, which is kind of surprising. Oh, lots of them have gone on to do other things. Regrettably, probably television was unsustainable for many of them, so they've gone on to do things outside television. But there are many of them, you know, Bernadine Oliver Kirby, April, Hamish Mackay, Matthew and Mark, of course. You know, even I think we even gave Andrew Saville his first show, even Jeremy Corbett. So a lot of people have had other jobs. And you know what? In television, you should never go into television planning on giving up your day job. That's a very good piece of advice. What I found surprising about football players was their willingness to actually tell the truth, to be really, really honest, and that's quite disarming, but they have an amazing sense of fun. And there's a trainer on that series who used to be a trainer quite high up in rugby, and he says they're just basically great people, football players. So they have a sense of fun, but there's a real sense that there's something at stake. It's a true professional kind of outfit, Auckland FC, and you can tell in everything they do, from how they treat their crowds, their fans, to the way that players behave. You can just see it, really. The triple threat follows Caitlin Vahakolo, Georgia Miller and Maya Joseph through to Rugby World Cup. One of the great things was Caitlin has a very good friendship with Alona Ma, who's the biggest rugby player in the world if you count social media following, male or female. Alona tells this great story about how she became famous. Is she put up a TikTok of her and some of the other players jumping up and down on the beds in the Olympic Village because they felt like you were on cardboard. She said that then it just got shared and shared and shared, the cardboard beds at the Olympics, to a point where they started calling her the TikTok rugby girl. And now, I mean, I've seen posts with 200 million views. So that's really surprising to me, is that the importance of TikTok in a Gen Z world, or I'd probably say in an under 30s world, really. I look at shows in a different way. I look at them for the format and for their simplicity. Like, I so wish I'd made Lego Wars, because it's so simple and it was so obvious. Probably locally, Pop Stars, because it was the first format, one of the first formats from New Zealand, which was really exported overseas, and of course it was, well, I'd say, ripped off to become Pop Idol, and has had a huge influence on the television world. It was so very, very good in its time.